Now, Hutto is a city that a lot of you guys reach out to me asking about, and a lot of it's because of the growth that we're seeing. A whole lot of new projects like the Co-op just down the road, the revitalization of East Street, all the new restaurants, the new wine bar, Lamppost Coffee, where we just were coming in here to Hutto, just making it a little bit unique amongst all the Austin suburbs. And of course, too, the relative affordability. If you're looking for a larger home or you're trying to keep that budget as low as possible, there's some really cool things going on here in Hutto. And of course, Hutto too was known for making the news several years in a row for being the safest suburb of any major metro in the whole US. Very, very cool. In this video, we're going to talk about everything you need to know if you're looking into moving to Hutto in 2025. This is going to be the ultimate guide for you, what it's actually like to live here. Now, we're pulling away from East Street over towards the Co-op, where we'll kind of kick off the video, because that's one of the biggest things that is changing here in Hutto. Then we'll work our way north and kind of work our way back south. You know, if you're looking into Hutto, whether you already live in the Austin area and maybe you're looking to make this your permanent home, or you're looking to relocate, you know, I want to try to give a true sense of everything that's going on here, what it's like to actually live here, because Hutto honestly offers a lot. It's very interesting. Funny enough, before we were filming this video, I was with my wife in an OB appointment that's right next to the Domain. Obviously a really popular spot for a lot of you guys who are commuting. Now, it was 22 minutes door to door from that office near the Domain to Lamppost Coffee, where Sam and I met up so we can film this video. 22 minutes. Now, granted, that was taking the toll road, and I probably spent $4.50 in tolls, but it's wild because, you know, if you're looking at this on a map, it can look pretty far out, but it's not that crazy depending on where you're living and depending on where you're looking. So don't let Hutto discourage you. I, again, really do think that Hutto offers a lot of value for stuff like this. Now, the Hutto Co-op is a brand new development. A bunch of stuff is now opening though, because when we first filmed a get to know Hutto tour, I think it was about 2 years ago, basically none of this existed. Now it's really starting to come together. Of course, you've got the Hutto City Hall down at the end, the brand newly revitalized Hutto Public Libraries right on the end there. If you got little kids, definitely a great spot for it. The splash pad just opened right here in the Co-op area. You've got just this gorgeous walking path. Jack Allen's Kitchen just opened. Southside Market just opened. A boba shop just opened. There's a whole bunch going on here just in the center of town. So basically, no matter where you live in Hutto, you're no more than 10 minutes away. Very, very cool to see this coming together. It's kind of, you know, the center of Hutto, the center of things to do, because again, you know, Hutto is kind of one of those farther out suburbs. So for a long time, I don't know, the people I talk to, and for myself included too, you know, if you're looking into the suburbs for whatever reason, you know, whether it's a little bit quieter or a little bit more affordable, it's really nice to not feel like you have to commute into Austin for everything. For a while there, Hutto didn't have that much. Literally just 2 years ago, they didn't have that much. But how fast this Co-op area is expanding is really, really cool in terms of bringing everything together and being kind of the center hub for the town now. But I got a lot more to talk about. Let's jump in the car. We're gonna head north, and then we'll work our way down south. Now, what you are just looking at right now is Hutto ISD's 9th grade center. Very interesting. You know, with all of the growth that Hutto has had, you're gonna see too that Hutto ISD has been rapidly investing into its school district, obviously to handle the growth, but they're really, really trying, if you do some research on it, really, really trying to bring in new programs, all sorts of really cool things. They just won a huge national music award for some of their music programs for their high school. Very, very cool. So that 9th grade center is just about 6 minutes north of the Co-op that we just left from. It's directly across from Firefly Point that I'm going to talk about here in just a minute. But right now, that is going to be 9th grade. That's basically an annex of the Hutto High School. Hutto High School 2, we'll talk about a little bit. They're rapidly expanding, but this 9th grade center is going to be in future years one of like the second Hutto High School, Hutto ISD High School. Very, very cool to see again that level of growth, and that 9th grade center is currently open. So if you have a 9th grader, that's where they're going to go before they go back into Hutto High School. Again, they're just working on expanding and keeping up with the growth. But while we're here, the 9th grade center is directly across from the neighborhood we are in now, Firefly Point. Now, we did a full video on this neighborhood and kind of what's going along here, but Firefly Point is a very, very interesting one because it's a fully self-developed Lennar community. This is just the first phase of it as well. But if you've been shopping around online, you'll notice that homes here are least expensive as about $250,000. Now, granted, Lennar is making some sacrifices for some of those homes. Those homes don't come with a garage. They're typically on the smaller end. But if you really want to keep it within a low budget, or like a lot of my folks, you guys who call me looking for investment opportunities in towns that are growing. Now, granted, Hutto is going to be growing for a very, very long time. I would not buy an investment here unless you've got at least a 10-year time horizon, because as you look around, there's a lot of land here still to build on. But this is very, very cool because it's at such a unique price point. It's also a fairly low tax rate too for the Hutto area, offering just a really cool level of affordability out here in Hutto. And of course too, you're looking in the mid-low 300s for some of the homes with a garage, some of these larger 2 stories. All in all, just a really, really cool opportunity to have a cool product at a very entry-level price point, where really the only places that compete with it are some areas of Jarrell, which is just a little bit farther from things to do, a little bit farther from town. It just hasn't had the growth yet that Hutto has, or out towards Elgin, which again, same thing, a little bit farther out, definitely not 22 minutes to the domain, but again, hasn't had that wave of growth yet. To have a product like this is very, very cool. Lennar's also offering a couple of unique things as well. So all of the homes moving forward now have a base battery backup power system built into the price. It's not an option. Very, very cool. So if this area ever did lose power, which doesn't happen very often, but we've had it a few years with the freezes we've had, you are protected here. Anyways, just all in all, if you're looking in that, mid-high 200s, I guess up to the mid 300 price point, wanting to keep those bills as low as possible, those carrying costs as low as possible, definitely this is a community worth checking out. Now, one of the biggest reasons that Hutto has had so much growth lately has honestly been Samsung. Now, I'm sure you've seen in the news, it's a huge project. It's like $1 billion investment for Samsung's new semiconductor plant in Taylor. Now, if you look at a map though, it technically has a Taylor address, but it's on the very west side of Taylor, putting it really close, of course, to Hutto. And if, the people that I've relocated here have all chosen to live in Hutto, primarily for the schools, and again, easy access to grocery stores, restaurants, more things to do. Taylor is really, really fun and has some really cool stuff, but it's still a very, very small town. Hutto just has so much more going on. And what we just crossed over is the Wilco Highway. That is a brand new road being developed that's going to run from SH-130, the toll road that takes you north-south, all the way over basically to where Samsung's going to be. So it's going to be more or less a loop road that's going to pass along the south side of Hutto, really making a massive impact on traffic. If you commute in and out of here, having a whole new way to get in and out, and it's going to lead basically right over to where Samsung is. Now, that leads us right into Rolling Glen. This is a brand new neighborhood that will be just off of that Wilco Highway. So again, if you commute, you like the value of Hutto, but you don't want to be over on the east side of Hutto, because again, it's just going to add stoplights and commuting time. This is a really cool option for you. Now, this is a self-developed community by Ashton Woods and Ashton Woods subsidiary, Starlight Homes. Now, they're building 2 very different products for different price ranges and stuff too, so you're going to see differences in some of the materials that they use, just like thicker countertops in some of the Ashton Woods, a little bit of the higher end product. You're going to see a little bit higher ceilings and stuff as well, some 2-stories with double high ceilings, and Starlight though too, offering a really cool product for a very, very affordable price range. But again, it's not like a super builder basic home. It's honestly really, really nice, but at a really cool price point. This is a really exciting community. I'm very excited for it, at least, because again, it's going to eliminate a lot of the commuting woes that I hear about in Hutto, because again, it's on that southeast side. Once the Wilco Highway opens, it's going to offer super easy access if you are commuting to that Samsung plant, as well as super easy access to SH-130, the toll road. And the Wilco Highway, we'll throw some drone footage in, they're building it really, really fast. fast. So I bet you if you came and you put a deposit down for a new build in this community, within the 6 or 7 months construction time, I would wonder if it's open. And if it's not, it's going to be very, very close. In this neighborhood too, you've got a lot of cool green belt spaces. These Starlight homes that we're driving past right now actually back up to a creek, so you know you'll never have a neighbor behind you. You'll have lots of natural privacy with it. Anyways, just all in all, a really cool, offering, I guess, to have. These are going to start in the low 300s and run up to mid 500s, depending on the size. And of course, going from Starlight to the little bit higher end Ashton Woods. But anyways, all in all, a really, really cool kind of mid-tier opportunity here in Hutto. Now, as we've worked our way kind of to the southwest side of Hutto, the last neighborhood I want to hit on is Star Ranch. This is a really cool community, because if this is the golf course community in Hutto, and if you're looking for something, that's got that golf course, you can literally ride your golf cart from these homes down to the golf club. Very, very cool. And of course, with the golf course community, as you would expect, it's really maintained to the nines. I love the landscaping work that they've got all the way through here. And there's actually quite a few different housing options as well. You've got your kind of traditional single family like you can see over here. My new listing actually is one of the detached townhomes, so it's got a really small yard. So it's more of that kind of lock and leave lifestyle. If you don't want all that exterior maintenance, you can do those. And they've got really high-end features too. It's all cool stucco exterior with brickwork. They've got really nice high ceilings. And my listing even is 2,900 square feet. So just because it's on a small lot doesn't mean it's a small home at all. Very cool to have those. There are some attached townhomes if that's more your style. You don't want to mow your yard at all. And there's even some apartment options as well if you're moving to the Hutto area, but you want to get your feet wet, get to know the neighborhood. Very, very cool. And honestly too, prices in here are super reasonable. One of the smaller 1,300 square foot townhomes that backs up to the golf course in here sold in the mid $300,000 range. And you'll see some of the larger homes, the single families with a pool and such, venture all the way up to the mid high fives. Really, again, depending on size, features, and if they've got a pool or not. But very, very cool to have something so unique here in Hutto. And while we're down in this area too, this is where our HEB Plus. HEB, of course, if you are not familiar, is our local grocery store. Down here, at most Texans you'll ever talk to are very proud of their HEB. Definitely a really, really cool thing to have. Again, just here on the southwest end of Hutto. So you'll probably swing by it on your way home if you're looking at Firefly Point, for example, where we started. But regardless, it's a big one. They've got basically everything you would need day to day as far as groceries go. Now, if you've been looking into Hutto, I sure hope that this kind of tour, what's going on here in 2025, was helpful to you. And if you're looking for a real estate agent, someone to work for you, whether you're looking into Hutto, maybe you're comparing it to some of the other suburbs, but I would love to be that resource to not only help you find the right place to live, of course, but the right house, the right price point, bringing it all together and making you confident along the way. Whether you're looking at some of the new construction options we showed you today, or you're looking for that established resale with the big trees, I'd love to be that resource. You can reach me directly. My personal contact details are on the screen and down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see y'all next time.